Having bought a dash camera at the age of 22 saved me $5 grand so far in just the past 6 months. I really think it is quite unreasonable that these freaking things don't, the $30 piece of plastic that you hook up to your car doesn't come factory installed in every single car in America. It's actually unbelievable walking around parking lots and seeing 95-98% of cars without these little $30 pieces of tech. When I got in an accident on my third day of work of my first job at a university at 6:30 in the morning going 60 miles an hour, an Uber driver pulled into my lane and I ended up colliding with the back right corner of his car. Sorry, back left corner of his car with my car. It's pouring rain. I slammed on the brakes. I get down to 20-30 miles an hour and I hit him. My car treads weren't great. I skid a little bit, but I didn't have much reaction time to slow down or to get out of the way. And it would have been over $5,000 for me to pay for both cars. No one was injured, thankfully. Myself, the person in front of me was actually an Uber driver. All right. This person was actually an Uber driver, and they had a passenger in the back. And this person was being dropped off at the airport at 7. Their flight must have been at 8:30 in the morning, and they ended up missing their flight as a result of this collision, which was the Uber driver's fault. He had signaled to merge out of my lane. I was in the leftmost lane, the highway, and this guy swerved lanes and then swerved back into my lane without signaling. And I couldn't react in time, obviously. Otherwise I wouldn't be making this video. But this shit cost me $1,000, which was my deductible at the time. Dad being cheap with insurance. I don't really blame him. But my car was $3,400 worth of damage. I pull up pictures here. But his car was way more messed up. It was BMW leased. Never lease a car. Please don't buy a BMW either. This guy was like 35, 40. I have to check his ID. But this accident definitely financially ruined him, because he I don't know if he had insurance. He didn't have a camera, of course. Most people don't have dash cameras, let alone rear view cameras. But this guy was essentially screwed as a result of this, because he had to pay his deductible as well as the cost of his car. And if I had won the dispute, it turned out I couldn't prove 100% innocence, even with the dash cam footage, so I still had to pay my deductible. He had to pay the entire cost of his car's damage from me. Trading paint with him a little bit. No, he deserved. I really hope he learned his lesson. But I would have had to pay $3,400 plus the cost of his car if I didn't have this dash camera. Say hi, it's Max here. Take a selfie. Pretty cool tech here. That dash camera is a new one. That was like $220, $250. But the dash camera I had at the time of the accident was probably $35-40 on sale on Amazon. And without a doubt, the best money I've ever invested in my safety. It's kind of like insurance, another version of insurance for your car. It saved me $5,000, which would have totally financially destroyed me in my first week of my first job as a chemist out of university. My degree was in chemistry. I'm working in engineering now. Different story. But that seriously would have put a giant wrench in my plans and my financial future. And since then, I've shared the story with probably 30-40 people, and I have since installed 3 different dash cameras for my friends, a family member, my friend, a family member, and my lovely girlfriend. And it took probably 10-15 minutes each. It's really simple. With a lot of the smaller dash cam models, you wire it, you attach it to behind your rearview mirror, and then you wire it up through the tapestry crap up here, siding, down through here, down the portion of the door. You can kind of shove the wire in there, and then wire it under the passenger side the passenger side glove box, or the driver's side steering wheel. And it is so easy to hide the cord. It looks amazing. You can't tell with the cord hidden. And my girlfriend and my friends feel safer driving around now, knowing that it's not going to be a he said, she said, 50-50 type of insurance dispute if they do get in an accident, and if it isn't their fault. And the great part about having a dash cam is, even if it is your fault, you don't have to show the footage, right? It's a liability thing. If you want to send it to your insurance agent, you can. You could send the clip without sound. You can edit the clip. You can cut the clip down to the most important part. That's what I did with mine. The person I hit, he was, oh man, he was Jamaican, I think? Whatever, thick, scary accent. He probably wasn't born in the US and was trying to make a living as an Uber driver, and I felt bad from his position, like, once I realized. But the second he got out of the car, he threw his hands up. 6:45, 6:50 in the morning. I'm a 23-year-old kid, first accident ever, I'm shitting myself. I'm fumbling to get my insurance card and my driver's license out, and I'm thinking about calling my dad, like, what do I do? But I get out of the car, knowing my dash cam is filming, and I intentionally kind of step in front of my car while this guy is screaming bloody hell at me. Bloody murder. I'm not gonna curse yet. This guy was losing his crap, and I'm just thinking about if I can, like, clip this, I can get him to say anything to kind of prove that it's his fault. We exchanged information. Luckily, there was a state trooper that was 2 or 3 minutes behind me and saw the slow in traffic, and I called emergency services, and that trooper was directed to my location, and he kind of warranted the exchange of information, and I got his driver's license and car insurance and all that, and his phone number. You know what he did later in the day? Later in the day, this MF, this guy, this flippin' Uber driver, calls me up and starts, he was like crying on the phone. This guy was pissing himself because he realized he was in the wrong. I know he got home after work that day, or after he nursed his car to the airport, dropped off the pissed off businessman who was taking the Uber to the airport after he dealt with that, and probably went straight home to explain to his wife what happened, and what happened to his newly leased BMW that he probably bought off credit. Oh my god, if you guys are an Uber driver, please don't do that. Don't buy a BMW. Well, don't buy a BMW. If you do buy a BMW, buy it used. And if you drive Uber, please don't buy an expensive car. If you're driving a ton for business, even though it would be a business expense and you could in theory write it off, it's still going to cost you a lot, and that type of thing is not worth it. But anyways, I ended up getting this guy banned from Uber. Like, I really went after this guy. When he called me crying, he's probably recording it to try to get me to say something so he could use it in an insurance claim against me. I didn't say anything. I was with one of my friends, and we're just like, don't give him any information. Like, okay, yep. I understand. Thank you for apologizing. Bye. I'm not giving you any more information than I need to. And dual-edged sword, this would also kind of freak him out a little bit more, because I wasn't gonna fall for his pity party posse. and give him any information or like withdraw any sort of claim, because he knew it was his fault. He knew it was 95+% his fault, and he was hoping I would take some sort of liability, so it would be 50-50 and he wouldn't have to pay nearly as much for the car repairs. But kind of held my tongue, and it was worth it. I reached out to Uber support with his license plate, driver's license, full name, full legal address, that type of thing, and he was taken off the platform, and that felt really good, because I wouldn't want someone else to get in an accident with, like, the way he was driving. If my sister were driving and this guy wasn't paying attention, I'm sure he was on his phone, not signaling, merging, swerving back into my lane when he realized he wasn't going to make it when the accident initially occurred. I wouldn't want him on the road, and I really do feel justified in that. I don't think that type of person should be allowed to drive Uber, and he doesn't anymore. Nothing against him. I hope him and his family are doing all right. I know everyone has bills to pay, but come on, if you're driving, if there's someone in your car, you're responsible for someone else's life. Be a little bit more respectful and responsible on the road. Anyways, consensus of this video: please buy a dash camera. This thing has saved me. This is a GoPro, but this dash camera has saved me over $5,000 in my estimates, and it was less than a tenth of that. It was less than a 100th of that $5,000 sum. Pick one up on Amazon for 30-40 bucks. It will give you comfort, and it could potentially save you thousands. Please, just buy it. Just buy it.